Hey everybody, I'm Derek. Welcome back to my shop. So today I'm going to be working on a lawnmower that I bought to flip. It's a 22-inch cut Craftsman lawnmower with a Briggs & Stratton engine on it. I picked it up off of Facebook Marketplace for 15 bucks. It does need a few parts. I'm going to go over that and kind of assess it now with you. So one thing I can tell you right off the bat that it's probably going to need is a new pull rope. I don't think I'm going to get away with being able to use this. It's going to need a good pressure washing to clean it up and make it look a little bit better. It does look like they got some paint on the handle here from whatever. I'm not really sure why it's there, but I'm probably just gonna get a little bit of black spray paint and just spray paint that black so that it matches. Maybe take a few seconds to sand it down. The handle is also zip tied here. It's going to need I've got this plastic piece, but I'm gonna have to put a new bolt in there. I'll probably just weld it in. Also, they did give me the engine brake handle. I'm gonna see if I can't find a new engine brake cable for it because I know it's going to need that too. I haven't even looked at the air filter yet. It may need a new air filter. One thing for sure is that I'm going to have to tap these holes, drill and tap these holes that the muffler goes into, because they told me that the muffler fell off from it being stripped out. So I do have the muffler, but I'm going to have to do a little bit of that work to it. Honestly, the oil doesn't look that bad. Anyway, so I think I can get away with putting about $40 into this thing total, including the cost of buying it. Alright, the first thing that I'm going to have to do is figure out what tap is going to work best for this. I'm going to want to go with a standard. Alright, so the tap that I decided on is a 1/4 inch with a 28 thread pitch, which means I'm going to be using my 7/32 drill bit. I would have liked to have used 3/16, but 3/16 already just slipped right on through. So I do want to remove those old threads, but I also wanted to leave enough room there to be plenty of meat left with the aluminum head here to give something for the bolt to actually bite onto, but it just kind of is what it is. I'm just going to squirt a little bit of used motor oil in here. That was the one that was not stripped, and there was definitely more metal in there. I'll try and flush a little bit of it out with this motor oil. So I ran down to my local Ace Hardware and got what was supposed to be the right bolts. As you can tell, the thread pitch is different on both of these. This is the correct one. Somebody put this one in the wrong box. So she did tell me that she's a certified zip tie mechanic, and that's what that is. So I just got a simple bolt to replace it, and I think that'll work for the handle. Alright guys, so I actually decided to stick with the 3-inch bolt. I actually really went there looking for a 2 3/4 inch bolt, but they only carry 2.5 and 3-inch. But I've got a little bit of room that I can cut this off with. I don't really want to cut it off that bad, but I really don't have another choice because they don't sell 2 3/4 inch bolts. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. So that should work. That should work good. So I've got a new engine brake cable coming in 2 days and a new pole starter rope. I think coming tomorrow. So I'm gonna head and just go get this all taken off and prepared for when those parts come in. I hate these ones where they rivet the pull start assembly into the top of the engine. So something else they told me was that this was the control handle, and I was a little bit skeptical because it's flat right here. It just doesn't really look like it belongs. Turns out it doesn't really fit. It's a little bit too wide. So I'm going to cut just a little bit out of it and then weld it back together just so I don't have to go out and buy another one. I've already got one here, might as well try and make it work. So even these don't even fit in the holes of the lawnmower handle, so I'm gonna have to grind them down a little bit, round them off a little bit to hopefully make them fit. So I actually had to shorten it up quite a bit more than I thought I was going to have to. Okay, so the new parts came in. Now these zip ties literally are not costing me anything because I got them for free from Harbor Freight back when they used to just give them away. The new pull starter. I don't feel like this rope is as good of quality, but I didn't really see any other pull starter ropes that were any different. No, now that I feel it, it feels almost like the same stuff. Just tie a little knot in it. Letting some back in. Put my screwdriver back in. Can see it in there. It's not coming through. Unfortunately, we're going to rivet the pull starter assembly back to the lawnmower. So honestly, it probably doesn't even really need this, but there is one on the other side and it'll look more finished. Alright guys, so I'm going to just go over some of the costs that it cost me to do this flip. So starting off, the lawnmower itself cost me $15. Then I went and paid for some rivets that I was going to use to put back the pull starter, and I didn't even end up using them, so I could have saved myself some money there had I not wasted a few that I had already used. But that's okay because I've got them and I can still use them for a future project. So after tax, $3.89. The nuts or the bolts and washers that I used for the muffler cost me a total of $2.30. The engine brake cable and the new pull starter rope in total cost me $12.60. The pull starter rope was around $5 and the engine brake cable was, I guess, around $7, somewhere around there. That was all after tax. And then one other cost that I had, I would have been under $40 had I left it there, and made a really good profit off of this. I sold it for $100, but the thing that really killed me was I had looked underneath the mower to see if I needed to sharpen the blade, and I realized that the people that owned this before me did not put the blade on correctly, and they literally did the hokiest, junkiest mounting of that blade on the bottom of that shaft, and the blade didn't even fit. It looked like they tried to drill some holes out to even just make it fit on the little mounting bracket. And so I ended up just chucking that blade, and I had to go out and spend $19.99 on a new one. And then I bought a soda for $1.79, which I normally don't do because it's such a ripoff. But it was really hot and I was really thirsty that day. So after tax, that total came up to $23.62 for a grand total to fix this of $57.41. And so I ended up selling it for $100, which I probably could have put it up for a little bit more, but I wanted it out of my shop and I wanted some of my space back. But, you know, a $43 profit really wasn't bad considering the time that I put into it, especially if I wasn't filming. And I'll make a little bit more money from this video after all is said and done anyway. So, there's a little bit of money to be made here, not a ton of money in flipping lawnmowers, but I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope you'll give me a thumbs up, and I hope to see you on the next video.